Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SYLBOURNE Show. Today I'm joined by one of the most inspiring chefs that we have in the UK. We'll be chatting about her career, and I might even persuade her to cook me something. That's all coming up right now on the SYLBOURNE Show. Welcome to the show, and today I'm very excited to be interviewing one of the UK's best chefs and talking about her career, and that of course is Kirly-Sue.
Bernie, so just put this into the
You need a spatula, or are you okay?
Oh, this is fine, thank you. Yeah.
What type of dates did you use? Because they have different types of dates. Are these medjool dates or?
Medjool dates are preferable.
They're my favorite. I love medjool dates.
I love medjool dates because,
yes.
we switch this off. Medjool dates are preferable, but whatever ones you can get. But medjool are good because they're so sweet to start with.
Welcome, Kirly-Sue.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good, good. Now, also, I've seen Susanne name banting around. Which one is it? Kirly-Sue or which one?
Kirly-Sue.
Fantastic. Now, will you share with myself and the audience where the difference of the name comes from?
Okay. So my mama didn't name me Kirly-Sue.
Your mama didn't name you?
No, she didn't. My parents didn't name me that, obviously. That's my stage name, I suppose.
Okay.
Where it comes from is my real name is Susanne Kirlew.
Okay.
So I have curly hair.
Okay, okay.
When I was
I've got
little...
bald hair.
It looks nice.
Fantastic,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
And when I was little, some of my friends used to call me Kirly-Sue. So that's kind of how the name came about.
And that is what many people calling out Kirly-Sue.
Yeah. When I'm at home, I'm just Susanne, and then when I'm out, I'm doing media stuff and television, I'm Kirly-Sue.
Now, was that the reason why at the age of 7 that I've realized that at the age of 7 you're being before the television is because of Kirly-Sue, because you're curly?
Well, no. How I got involved in television to begin with, my mum went to school with somebody who is a producer, so one of her friends from school was a producer. And my sisters, I've got 3 sisters. I was born in London, and then we moved to Jamaica when I was 5.
Okay.
And when we moved to Jamaica, my mum's friend said, "Oh, you've moved back to Jamaica and your children have a British accent.
Yes.
So we're looking for some kids with a non-Jamaican accent for a television program."
Yes.
So she said to my mum, "Could we get them to come along and do the show?" So my mum said, "Well, it's like, yeah, go along."
Wow.
So myself and my younger sister, I've got 2 younger sisters, Claudia and Zoe, and myself and Claudia did the show. Zoe didn't do the show because Zoe wasn't born yet.
Okay,
She's
right,
the
right,
youngest.
right.
Yeah.
So was she in the tummy then, cooking at that time?
No, not yet.
All right,
She's 8 years younger than me, and then I've got an older sister, Audrey, who's 2 years older than me.
Are they also celebrity chefs as well? Or you're the one that cook for everything for everybody?
We were all brought up to be able to cook, put it that way, yes.
Well, most time people in the Caribbean tend to cook a lot, you know, what can I say? And I presume that is what drove you and your career in the media as well.
Yes. That started when I did that show in Jamaica. That kind of started it, and I always had an interest in performing arts in general. We moved back to England when I was 10, and when I was about 10, I started to have an interest in drama, in singing, and all those sorts of things. And growing up in the church, you always do public speaking, and there's drama and so forth in the church. So I went to the Sylvia Young Theatre School, so then that's when the kind of whole media showbiz thing kind of took off.
You got hit with the bug or something like that?
I think I was hit with the bug before then. Yes.
So tell me now, reading up on you, and of course, it is very evident that you have a passion for work within your community and also within your church, your Seventh-day Adventist.
Yes.
And what are some of the projects then you're currently doing?
Currently, I'm in a project, an evangelistic project called Evangelism Everybody Everywhere. And it's a 3-year project running from 2016 through to 2019. And it's basically getting everybody in the church to realize it's not just the pastor's job or the elder's job or the Bible worker's job, it's everybody's job to spread the gospel to people near and far. And it's not to ram it down their throat. It's just so people have a fair fair information, enough information so they can make the choices. Because it's not for us to convince, it's just for us to inform people.
So therefore you're very spiritually based foundation and spiritually driven as well.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't you say that what you said is very profound, because you said it is very important that it's not just the pastors that lead in the way.
Absolutely.
I'm making a marriage now, or a similarity, I'm making a comparison with politics, and I'm deviating slightly because of what you said.
Okay.
So like in politics, do you think as well it is important for not just the politicians, but for everyone to be a part of the process?
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what can you do for your country. Yes, everybody
John
has
F.
to play
Kennedy.
their part.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I think everybody needs to think, well, what can I do? What can I bring to the table?
Right.
What can I do for my church, my community, my family, my country, everything? Because we live in an era where sometimes we just think about what we can get as opposed to what we can give.
Yes.
And you need to get as well, but it's about thinking about what can I give
Right.
to
Well, that's fantastic.
others.
I mean, you know, what you spoke about a while ago, the church, the spiritual bit, and the political bit, makes me want to go further. But I brought you here because I wanted to talk about food.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Most
and,
people want to
this
talk
is
to
my,
me about
That's
food.
my interesting bit, you know what I mean? And which is one of your evident passion, because that's how I saw you on different channels. And you're always tweeting, you know? Even early in the morning, you get a tweet, Kirly-Sue, you know? Now, you talk about being a vegan lifestyle, of which you're an advocate for. What is the drive for teaching the world about veganism? What is it called?
Veganism, yes, that's correct.
I'm learning. I love my meat, you know, but keep talking.
That's okay. First of all, I want to say I'm not an angry vegan, and I don't enforce my views onto others. I'm not here to tell anyone you must be a vegan.
Okay.
What I am here to say, what I do tend to say to people is these are the facts.
Yes.
And then it's for them to choose. I'm not offended by people who eat meat. I'm not offended by people who wear leather, because we all have our own, you know, we are here to make our own choices.
Yes,
and I do believe people should have their own choices.
Yes.
But for me, I think people should know the facts and be aware of, if you want to be a vegan, I can help you.
Right.
I can help you to make that transition from meat and fish eating to a plant-based diet.
So is your family vegan-led, or
No.
just you?
No, I grew up a meat eater. My family were meat eaters.
Right.
But at the age of 18, I decided to become a vegetarian.
Yes.
And then 2 years ago, I became a vegan. My older sister, Audrey, is a vegetarian. My sister after me, Claudia, does eat meat, and so does Zoe, my youngest sister. But I would say they're flexitarians, because they do eat lots of vegan options. Not through my telling them to, that's their own personal choice, I hasten to add.
And do you see a drive towards veganism now?
A lot, a huge drive, particularly in this country with the horse meat scare and the BSE and all these different diseases that are cropping up in the meat. Particularly when there's something like a horse meat scare, I get lots of traffic to my website and lots of people asking me questions about how can I have a transition to a vegan diet.
That's very interesting. I have to think about that, you know. You have 2 recipe books available for purchase on Amazon, and I want to talk about that. For audiences who wish to purchase the book, what can they expect to find, and what would you say is your favorite recipe? Go to town, let me know.
My favorite recipe, I can say it without hesitation, is stewed peas and rice with plantain. Now, for those who are not familiar with Jamaican recipes, stewed peas in England, the peas that we use in Jamaica, in England, are called kidney beans.
Yes.
So it's kind of stewed kidney beans in coconut milk with spices.
Is that the same as in Jamaica, the one in Jamaica?
Yeah, the red peas is kidney beans.
Is the same thing?
Yes, it's the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I saw some supermarkets was having some different things like that. Some curry curry meal in tins. Everybody creating some stuff from the Caribbean. You won't be surprised they're going to have...
tins?
Yeah, they're going to soon start having...
That can't be good.
They're going to start saying, you saying yam, eventually, or something like that, but you saying bone. Yeah, everything is happening now.
Okay, I've never seen
rice
curry
and
go
peas,
in a tin.
Rice, even rice and peas.
In the tin?
Yes, they are selling it in tins and selling it in packages.
I'm a great advocate for fresh food, but you know, sometimes you have to use the tins for whatever reason, I don't know. But, you know, I'm not judging, but I suppose so. But yeah, I like stewed peas and rice with plantain.
Okay.
My absolute favourite, and that's in my book, obviously. When I was deciding to write a cookbook, I usually put in my favourites.
And how do you cross over then? How do you cross over between, of course, rice and peas and plantain is more, of course, Caribbean background, Caribbean-led. How do you cross over into the wider public, especially in the UK?
I was writing an article. I'm writing an article this week for my column in Pride magazine,
Okay.
and it's about multi-ethnicity. So I kind of took it to a different place and put my own interpretation. I think if your country of origin is the Caribbean, whether you're born there or not, if your parents are from there, and living in the UK, you immediately have a multi-ethnicity because you have your Caribbean influence and then you have your British influence. So I've come up with recipes like apple, mango and pineapple crumble.
Right.
So it's kind of taken the best of both worlds, I think, because, you know, there's not many people who don't like apple crumble.
Right.
And then putting in the Caribbean flavours, and it has a bit of nutmeg and a tiny bit of cloves, and, you know, to turn up the volume and put a bit of sunshine into the recipe.
Fantastic. What is your next move, your goals? Where do you find yourself?
I have a lot of goals.
Yeah.
And the main one is I have a vegan cooking show in America. I'd have a TV dinner or pizza or something. And occasionally, you know, having those things is not going to kill you. But, you know, if you have too much of it...
But if it's a consistent.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
That I've been doing for 4 years.
Well, you go regular to
I
this?
fly back and forth to America
fantastic.
every year.
I'm glad we got you there.
Thank you. But I want to get a cooking show on television here in the UK.
Okay.
So that's my goal, and I'm doing a lot of preparation and steps in that direction to get my own show here.
Well, we can always work on something on the SYLBOURNE show for a special slot, if anything.
I'd be more than welcome to do so.
And then, because I believe very strongly, Kirly-Sue, that any passion or any dream will only happen when you actually work towards it, really.
Absolutely.
That is why we're here in the first place, from a dream to a reality.
Absolutely.
From cooking in Jamaica to vegan cooking all over the UK. Fantastic. Now, I always ask guests this, and this is, I find, very interesting and very profound. What is your mantra? What is your quote? What is the words that you use to inspire you, even those times when you're down, and also to inspire other persons?
I'm going to say two things that spring to mind. When I went to the Sylvia Young Theatre School, when I first started, I used to go on lots of auditions, and I never got anywhere, never booked any jobs. And I said to my dad, I keep going in on these auditions and I keep trying my hardest, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not getting any jobs. I was a bit disheartened, and he said to me, I'm going to tell you this. He said, the laws of average say you cannot fail every time. Keep going, you will get something. And shortly after he said that to me, it's amazing how parents can say things that resonate with you for the rest of your life, because this was a lot of years ago he said this. Shortly after that, I started to get jobs, because I think I just needed the encouragement to say, you can do this.
Keep going on.
Because it is when you go on lots of auditions, you're not going to get all of them. You may book 1 in 20, you may book 1 in 10. It's a numbers game. You have to keep going, keep improving, keep learning your craft. That's one thing I would say to encourage others, and my mantra. And the other one is eat good, eat clean, and eat blessed.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the last one. Eat good, eat clean,
eat blessed.
Eat blessed.
Yes.
Now, can you sort of emphasize on the blessed part?
All right, can I go through all three?
Yeah, go for it.
Eat good, eat the best that you can, because sometimes we eat stuff that we shouldn't, and we know we shouldn't. So, you know, try to buy the best foods that you can.
Okay. And that doesn't mean it's cheapest, sorry.
Sometimes it can be. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, because expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, so buy the best food you can. Eat good, eat clean. Try to have fresh fruits and vegetables and drink water and things. You know, do some good for your body, and eat blessed.
I like that one.
Not just bless or eat stuff for yourself. Help others. Not everybody has food. Even in this country, it's a, you know, developed country. There are many people who are frequenting food banks than ever before. Help somebody else.
So I like that one. What Kirly-Sue talk about, eat blessed. And the blessed factor is actually helping others to eat. Mean to say you're blessing others. But also I like the first one, we talk about the law of average. Law of average simply means you got to keep going, keep going. It's like after every nose, the yes will come. Thank you, Kirly.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. And you can find all the information about Kirly and her products on our website, SYLBOURNE.com. That's all for the show today, but please do keep in contact with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you for watching, and we shall see you on the next show.
Hi, I'm Kirly-Sue, and I was on the SYLBOURNE Show. Please like and subscribe to their channel.